Hi friends, very good morning to all. Today I am going to explaining about the unit 3 elasticity unit. This video for BSc first sem student CBCS syllabus. So first I will explaining about the introduction part on this unit. So all of you heard the name deformation or deforming force. So look at the first of the diagram or image. That object you without or it is a free from external force. When you are applying the force, its shape and size will be changed. So deforming force means the force which changes the shape and size, that is a deforming force. The shape and size changes, that is a deformation. Deformation and deforming force. Which force is responsible for changing the shape and size of the object, that is a deforming force. The shape and size changes, that is meaning as a deformation. Okay, next, what is elasticity? So elasticity, you all of you know, any object, when you are removing the force on the object, that object should be come from initial or original state, original size. We can see the rubber, we can see the, or we can also know that spring, when you are compress the spring or when you are stretch the spring, you are applying the force. So when you are removing that force, the spring or a rubber elastic property, that should be elastic material should be come to initial state, that is the elasticity. Look at the statement. Elasticity is that property of the object by virtue of which it regain its original configuration after removal of the deforming force. Before only I told what is deforming force. Okay, configuration means shape and size changing, that is a configuration. Okay, configuration or a size or a shape. So any object, that is a elastic object, when you are applying the force, the shape and size will be changed. When you are removing the force, again it comes to initial or original size or a shape, that is configuration. Okay, elasticity, all of you studied. What is the elastic limit? Elastic, any object having some certain limit to elast the property. If you are applying the continuous increasing the force on the elastic material, after certain time, if you are exceeding that limit, it going to be permanently plasticity or plastic. It does not come to elasticity, it does not come to initial state or initial shape or a size. That is the elastic limit. Elastic limit, it is a maximum limit the object can regain its original shape and size. If you are exceed that limit, it does not come to initial, that is the within the elastic limit. If you applying the elastic limit, it does not come to initial state. That's why the elastic limit, we can see the statement. Elastic limit is the upper limit of the deforming force up to which, if the force is removed, the body regain its original form completely, and behind which, if deforming force is increased, the body loses its property of elasticity and get permanently deformed. Permanently deformed, it continuously elongation, continuously length is increased, but whatever length is increased, it does not comes to original state, that is the completely permanently deformed. Okay, what is the elastic limit? That is the limit the object can elastic, that object can regain original shape and size. So I don't need too much explanation. Next, perfectly elastic bodies, we can see the rubber. These object the completely regain when you are removing the deforming force, external force, applied force, whatever we can call it as. So those body which regains its original configuration immediately and completely after removal of deforming force are called perfectly elastic body. For example, quartz, phosphor, bronze, so like that. So these are the example. Quartz, it is a material, elastic material. So if you are applying the force, it will be stretched or if as compressed, when you are removing the force, immediately it comes to initial state or original state. So perfectly elastic bodies. Perfectly inelastic body, look at the diagram or look at the image. So these bodies does not regain, just you mention the name, do not. So the object do not regain its original shape and size after removing the external force. Look at the plastic, when you are compressed it, so the plastic does not come to, that don't have any elastic property, that's why it does not come to initial shape or a size, that's why it is look at like that. Okay, next, what is stress? So all of you know, when you are applying the force, the stress is developed. Okay, it is the cause. So stress is referred as a cause for the deformation also. So stress, how to define stress? Force divided by area. All of you know, that is stress divided by area. So stress, force divided by area. F stands for force, A stands for area. Whatever the area, whatever the space you are applying, that is area. Force divided by area, it is a stress. So different, you can see the image. And also, what is the unit of force? That is Newton, and divided by area, meter square. So automatically unit is Newton per meter square. Okay, next. Two types of stress are there, normal stress and tangential stress. Commonly we can see in normal stress, it is force is applying perpendicular normally to the surface of contact surface. So see, the if a deforming force is applied normal to the area, normal, are you getting normal? What is normal? Before only told, that is perpendicular to the area, then the stress is called normal stress. In normal stress, we can see when your object is going to compress, when you are also compressed stress, when you are applying the force is perpendicularly in stretching, that is tensile. If length is increasing, that is tensile stress. If length is decreasing, that is compressive stress. You all of you study in PUC first year mechanical properties of solid. So same topic here, you are discussing basics. So tangential stress. So if the force is applied tangentially or inclinedly, for example, pencil, if going to sharpening that pencil by help of blade, you don't need to cut like perpendicular, you need to incline. Tangentially you applied, then only the pencil will be sharp. So like the tangential, if the force is applied tangential, then the stress is called tangential stress. So these are all the basics: compressive stress, tensile. If force is, when your object is length is tensile, for example the spring, you are stretching the spring, the length is increasing tangentially, so that is tensile. Compressive, your length is decreasing, compressive, perpendicular, applying the area. So strain, what is strain? It is the effect of the, so strain is referred as the effect of the deformation. So strain in definitionally, the change of size to original size, the ratio of change of size to original size. So also we can take any, that is change delta L, change of length divided by original length is L. So this is the strain. Are you getting my point? So we also see the diagram or this slide. The fraction change in the configuration is called as a strain. Configuration means change of dimension, original dimension and change of dimension, the ratio. And also see this strain formula for that. And also in above it is length, below also length, length gets automatically, strain has no unit and no dimension. Okay, so see the types of strains, that is longitudinal strain, volume strain or bulk strain also called, and also shearing strain. So longitudinal strain, longitudinal, when words the length is changes, that is change in length to original length. Volume strain, that is change of the volume, okay, divided by volume. the change of length to original length, that is longitudinal strain, and change of volume to original volume, that is volume strain or a bulk strain. Shearing strain, look at the angular displacement of the plane perpendicular to the fixed surface. If you consider the duster, so below you fixed, when your duster is above surface, if you applying the force, that is will be inclined. It is a fixed surface, there is an inclined surface that, so we, when you are look at the image for that topic, we can understand easily. So stress also types are there, strain also there. What is strain? Change of dimension to the original dimension, or fraction change of configuration. Simply we can use, there are three types of strain: longitudinal strain, volume strain, or a bulk strain, or shearing strain. So change of the length, that is the longitudinal; change of volume, that is volume strain; and shearing strain, that is the angular displacement of the plane perpendicular to the fixed surface. So these all are about the types of strains. Okay, wait one second. Next, Hooke's law. All of you know very well what is Hooke's law. So stress is directly proportional to strain. When your stress is equal to, we getting, that is elastic modulus of elastic into strain. Stress is equal to, because we can say STS, stress, or SRN, strain. So when your E is equal to, that is stress divided by strain, R. Okay, the what is elastic modulus? The ratio of stress divided by strain. All of you studied very well what is Hooke's law. Within the elastic limit, only within the elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. All of you know very well. So we can see the statement, thus within the elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. So stress is equal to infinity. Look at the symbols for this. And E is equal to, that is stress is equal to E into strain. The modulus, this constant will be getting, this constant is called modulus of elasticity of the material of the body. Okay, next, types of modulus of elasticity. You all of you know there are three main types of modulus of elasticity, that is Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and modulus of rigidity. Okay, so how can we define? That is longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain, that is the Young's modulus. And bulk modulus, that is volume stress divided by volume strain. Okay, and shearing model also, we can see the ratio of tangential stress to shearing strain. You can easy to understand. See the Young's modulus and bulk modulus and modulus of rigidity. Okay, see the normal stress to volume strain. So also we can see the volume stress to volume strain, and also see the tangential stress to the shearing strain. So corresponding equation, and you are putting the values, we can get the dimension formula and unit for that particular component. So compressive is the reciprocal of bulk modulus or modulus of elasticity. We can see compressibility of a material is the reciprocal of the bulk modulus of elasticity. Okay, so K is the modulus of rigidity, so the reciprocal, that's why 1 by K. SI unit, the dimension formula, that is reverse, and unit also reverse, getting reverse from the modulus of rigidity, that is Newton per meter square, per Newton meter square. In that case, Newton per meter square. Okay, so here, and in case you are studying here, steel is more elastic than the rubber, solids are more elastic, and gas are least elastic. For liquid, modulus of rigidity is 0. So you have how to remember these all things. Next, limit of elasticity already we studied, and Poisson's ratio also in this Poisson's ratio, what we learn that it is for example, there is an cylindrical material. If you are keeping any hanger or any fixed surface, below you are applying the force. If object is or that solid material going to decrease the diameter and length is increases. Are you getting? You all know about very well. If you are consider the solid material for length like that, if you are applying the force on below, the length is goes on increasing. Automatically whatever the diameter, that diameter should be decreased, that radius should be decreased. So change of the diameter divided by change of the length, that is the Poisson's ratio. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ we can also call lateral strain, change of the diameter to original diameter. Longitudinal strain, that is change of length to the original length. So that's why lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. So look at that slide. When deforming force is applied at the free end of the suspended wire, before only I told, if length is 1 meter and radius r, then its length increases. For 1 meter, that length increase symbol is dl, change of length, but its radius is decreased. Before only, if length is increased, automatically diameter is decreases. So that diameter decrease in the diameter, that we can represent as a dr. Now two types of strains are produced by single force. If longitudinal strain, that is change of length to original length, see that here. Okay, one second, see here, longitudinal strain dl divided by l, change of length to original length. And lateral strain, change of radius or change of diameter, we can say. Why getting the negative? Because diameter is decreases. Why we are getting the positive? Because the in longitudinal, because length is increasing, not decreasing. So that's why in radius the negative sign will be arises. So change of the radius divided by original radius r, or change of diameter to original diameter r. So that's why lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. So this is the expression for that. So these are the values. Next, another one is, that is stress strain curve. All of you studied very well. I will show you that is also one second. You can see here that it is a stress strain curve, we can understand. So in x-axis, that is the strain component you have to use, and y-axis you have to use the stress. When you are applying the force, the stress is increases and also strain also increases within the elastic limit, up to in this limit. Okay, up to in this limit, the stress and strain are linearly, they obey the Hooke's law. Behind, if you are increasing the force, the stress little bit increasing, the strain is increasing large amount. If you are increasing like that, so in look at here, the stress is, if you are not applying the at a after the or behind the elastic limit, this steel material permanently elastic in a certain limit, that will be fractured, that should be breaked. Okay, so if you are considering the steel wire, I fixed the steel wire any one hanger, first I applying a little bit amount of force. In that condition, or it is, if you assume that applying force, the elastic material within the elastic limit, that in elastic limit the stress and strain are directly proportional. Okay, if you are exceeding the elastic limit, if you are little bit applying the force, short or a small amount of force, the large will be strain. If you exceed the again the force, it will permanently plastic, permanently elongation, permanently deformation, but it does not come to original shape or size. That's why you can use as refer as a plastic region, it is refer as a elastic region. In after end of the point, if you just you touch the wire of that elastic material, break, that's why I can call it as a fracture point. So these are, all of you read the PDF file, I send it already, before only I send. So Hope you understand this class. Very easy concept in this class you are studied. Again I will going to revise. So before only, what is elastic and what is deformation. So deformation, change of the shape and size, and which force is responsible for changing the shape and size of the object, that is a deforming force. Elastic or elasticity is the property of the object, the tendency to regain original shape and size after removing the force. It is the elasticity. Okay. And next you are studying about the stress. So stress, you know, all refer as a force divided by area. Stress is refer as a cause for the deformation. Okay. So force divided by, already I said, that's why Newton per meter square unit will become, because force unit is Newton and area unit is meter square, it comes in numerator, that Newton per meter square. And types of normal stress and tangential stress. Normal stress, the force is applying normally to the area. Okay. And subdivided two types, that is tensile and compressive. In tensile, length is changing. Okay. In compressive, that length is changing, that length is increasing. In compressive, length is decreasing. Next, tangential, the force is applying tangential to the area. So these are the types of stress and what is stress. Next, what about strain? In this we refer as a strain is refer as a effect of the deformation. Okay. And defined as a change of dimension to the original dimension, or change of configuration to the original configuration. What is configuration? Change of shape. Okay. The spring, before it is like that, when you are applying the force it will be stretched. When you are removing the force, it comes to again the original shape. The dimension will be changes, that is the strain. Okay. Types of, that is longitudinal strain, tangential strain, or a shearing strain, or a bulk strain, or a volume strain. So in a longitudinal strain, if you consider the linearly, if you consider any linear object, if you are applying the force on linear object, the length only increases. That's why change of length to the original length. Okay. Next, what about discussed, that is volume. Here you consider the rectangular box. When you are applying in all side, all faces, 6 faces you are applying, 4 faces applying, it will be compressed. Okay. The volume is changes and to original volume. Before it is volume is like, or shape is like that. When you are applying the force perpendicular in all side, the object will be compressed volumely, delta V divided by V. V is the original volume, delta V is the change of the volume. Next is shearing strain. Before only the change of the, or perpendicularly or tangentially applying the force and the fixed point. Okay. So these all are about the types of strain and strain. And next, only Poisson's ratio, already told, lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Lateral strain, change of the diameter to the original diameter, or change of the radius to original radius, and divided by longitudinal strain, that longitudinal, change of length to original length. So these are Poisson's ratio. Next, about the Hooke's law, that is stress is directly proportional to strain, that is stress is equal to elastic modulus into strain. So elastic modulus is equal to stress divided by strain. So there are types of moduli or elastic modulus, that is Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and shearing modulus or radius of modulus. In Young's modulus, longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. In bulk modulus or volume modulus, that is volume stress divided by volume strain, or bulk volume, or bulk stress divided by bulk or a volume strain. Next, shearing, before only told, that is a fixed reference point. You are applying the perpendicular to the force on area for a fixed surface. So these all are about the Young's modulus, and also stress strain call already know y-axis you take and the stress, and axis you are considering the strain. You are considering the steel wire. If you are applying some force, it obey the Hooke's law, that means stress is directly proportional. If you are exceeding the force on the elastic limit, the stress will be little bit same, but strain is a large changes. In particular point, it continuously plastic region, that continuously deformation will be takes place. That means it does not regain original shape and size. After a last limit, it will be fracture point, that is breaking point. So these all are about the introduction of the elasticity. So I hope you are understand this class. If you have any doubts when class is started, we can note that point and discuss with me. I will answer your doubts and questions. Thank you so much for watching my class.